Today is the 17th of June, 2011. We're at the New York State Military Museum and Veterans Research Center in Saratoga Springs, New York. My name is Wayne Clark. Sir, for the record, would you please state your full name and your date and place of birth, please?
I am Andrew Macica, and I was born August the 21st, 1922 in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Did you attend school in Saratoga?
I attended St. Clement's School, and then I attended 2 years in the Saratoga High School.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to quit, and I went and helped my father on the farm.
All right. Do you recall where you were when you heard about the attack on Pearl Harbor?
Where was I? I would say...
That would have been December 7th of 41.
Yeah. I was, I was in the living room and I heard it over the radio. Uh-huh. And President Roosevelt says the day of infamy, a state of war exists with Japan because the disaster they created in Pearl Harbor. So that started everybody getting ready for war, and it seemed like, being that our ships and everything was destroyed, we really all got on the ball and we started doing things, making things. And surprising enough, we did manufacture a lot of stuff for us and for other countries like Great Britain and Russia and all friendly countries that was against Hitler and Japan.
Now, when did you go into the service?
I was drafted into the service, I dare say, it was around Thanksgiving Day, I know that.
Now,
it was in November 1943.
43. And,
yeah.
when were you born?
When was I born? August the 21st, 1922 is when I was born.
Okay.
And I was drafted into the service at that time.
Okay, so you would have been probably about 21 at that time?
Oh, yeah, about that. I see what you're on. Yeah.
Okay. And so you were drafted into the Army?
I was drafted. I remember coming to this armory, and all of us that got draft notices had to report at a certain time. And I think we took tetanus shot or some kind of needles, I guess we did, and examination and all.
So everything was done right here in this armory?
Yeah, to see if I qualified for the draft, which I did qualify. But way before that, what I experienced was Company L and the disaster they had loading aboard a troop train.
Now, were you in the crowd when the accident happened?
When the accident happened, say I was about 18 or something like that. Took a little while before I was drafted.
Yes.
And then I went on construction and working, and other fellows, they kind of looked at me kind of strange. How come you're not in the Army? How come? I says, give me time. I says, they got my name. When they want me, they're going to call me. It seems like because of their sons were drafted or in the Army already, I should be there too.
Oh, I see.
But I says, I'll be there, which I was. You know, and I remember on my Thanksgiving Day, we were shipping to Camp Upton. No. Take us Camp Cross, South Carolina infantry.
Okay, that's where you went for your basic training?
Yeah, and on the troop train, that's what we had for Thanksgiving dinner. A potato in a jacket, a cup of coffee. I don't know what else, but I do remember that much, you know. It wasn't much, so once we did land in Camp Cross, we got a quart of buttermilk and some cold cuts, and they sent us up into barracks.
Now,
And it was kind of discouraging, you know. I felt pretty bad the way we were treated.
Yeah.
It took a while before you got used to being a soldier. So,
Now, what was basic training like? Was that your first time away from home?
oh yeah, my first time away from home, and my basic training was infantry training. How to use a rifle, how to use a bayonet, regular, what you would even see on TV now, climbing walls and ropes and all that stuff, you know, and I hated it. But one thing I did find out, I was pretty good with a rifle. I wouldn't say I was a sharpshooter at the time, but I got pretty high marks with the 03. So I felt pretty good about that.
Now, after you completed your basic training, where did you go from there?
They processed me again, and I did not stay with the infantry. They shipped me to Raritan Arsenal, New Jersey, right next to the water, and that's where they manufactured, I believe so, manufactured artillery shells, and they would ship a lot of equipment, boxed equipment, ship it over to Russia and other countries. And finally, we had a lot of training there. We went to the rifle range, and every day we had to go to school for, I don't know how many hours, but learn different types of ammunition, how it was made, and all the numbers, and you had to grade it. It was quite a lot to ammunition. We had small arms, artillery shells, grenades, you name it, we had it, flares. So when we got through there, they shipped us to Camp Cook, California. And some officers interviewed us and figured we wasn't qualified for anything yet. So we had to do our training all over, our ammunition and all that, and get more educated, which we did. Then we shipped out to, from Oakland, California, under the San Francisco Bridge, way over. It took us a whole month to, first land we saw was New Caledonia.
Now, did you get seasick at all?
the first few days you got little, but then you got used to it. And the water wasn't bad. Of course, they had me work and scrub the decks and all that, you know.
Now, how many men were on the ship?
It was a troop ship, so I don't know, it was quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
We were stacked. We get down below deck, that's when you felt sick. It was dark and everything. And you had a tier, maybe 2.5 feet or so. You had a little area where you just lay down.
Mm-hmm.
That was your home for a whole month.
Oh my goodness.
And we stopped at New Caledonia, but we did not get off the ship. We just waited there. We come in and got some more troops that were convalescing, and they boarded our ship. And that's when we went to Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands.
Uh-huh.
And I used to just think to myself, oh, we're going to India. Well, I said, what are we going to India for? There's no war there. I said, we're going to where it's hot. You know, it's right. But when we landed in Guadalcanal, it was taken.
Yeah.
The Jap were still bombing the airport, but we took over the ammunition dump in Guadalcanal, and we managed that, and we restocked it, and we shipped out ammunition to various companies up further. I do believe it was New Georgia Island is what we were going after.
Now, what was your living quarters like?
You had an army tent. I think it housed 5 or 6 guys, and of course bare ground. And you had a cot and a blanket. That's it. No mattress or nothing. Just that much.
Now, what about mosquitoes and pests?
Oh, that was another thing. The Solomon Islands was known to be the worst place in the world for malaria.
Uh-huh.
So what we had to do was every day we had to take Ativan. You know, it was a pill that when they made sure they watched you. You took your pill and you had your little coffee left. Make sure you swallow that pill, because that prevented you from getting malaria.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when we was issued what would you call a screening?
Oh, mosquito net?
With this mosquito net, and that's where you stayed. But it didn't only keep the mosquitoes out, it kept the lizards and all kind of bugs, honestly. And even crabs. The crabs would come out of the ocean and climb wherever they could. And it was terrible. But you got used to it. And this is where I got my first taste of battle. We come to this island, and this island was after the big island of Rendova. Oh, it was big, tall. It was a volcano that didn't blow yet. And what the Japs used to do is sneak behind this mountain and climb over this Rendova mountain, and they'd be right on top of us. We never had any warning that the Japs was coming. They came over and they bombed and they strafed us. And of course we just landed. We didn't have we used to build foxhole shelters for protection. We didn't even have that. So here I am, crouched behind a coconut tree, praying, saying the act of contrition, because I was for sure going to get blown up. But somehow when I see it's all over, I see where the bullets chipped the bark off these coconut trees.
Now, were there any other casualties? Any of the other men you were with?
Not in our company, but I'm coming to that. See now, we landed there for a couple days, then we split up, and I went with one section. Half of them stayed on this island, and we shipped over quite a distance to another island. This was real jungle, and we landed on LST, landing craft tanks,
Yep.
landing ship tanks. And of course we're told, once you get on land, disperse. Nobody dispersed. So the Japs see it, bingo, they come down after us. They dropped a couple of bombs, but they was very poor shots, and they missed us.
Uh-huh.
But me, I was smart enough to stay away. I didn't hang around with the fellows. I kept far away. Well, anyway, come nighttime, we had to go in the jungle, and we was issued these hammocks with a screen on top, fly screening, and you tie them to whatever trees you got, and there's where you stay the night. And of course, that's where we really got a taste of the crabs and the lizards and all. And
Now,
They're in our summer clothes, our khaki uniforms.
Uh-huh.
There was snow on the ground. We was freezing.
No.
So it took a couple of days before they supplied us with winter clothes. And after our work was done there, we took a train and to the mainland. We went right across to Japan, to Tokyo, and Yokohama and all. And there's where we shipped out for the United States again. And we landed in Fort Lewis, Washington. So it's quite an experience.
So when were you discharged?
I was discharged at Fort Dix. At Fort Lewis, they gave us a damn good meal.
Yeah.
Steak and all, you know. And it was wonderful. Milk, real milk, and all real chickens and all.
Uh-huh.
Man, it was great to eat real food again, because all we ate was junk. You
Yeah.
know, terrible. Canned goods and all.
So you went to, from Fort Lewis, you went to Fort Dix to be discharged?
Yeah, then you took a train to Fort Dix.
Now, did the whole unit go, or?
No, they broke you up.
Okay.
It was broken up, then you shipped you different. But I guess most of us went to Fort Dix.
So you were
Well, I mean, anywhere to go
Yeah.
to the eastern part, you know,
So you were discharged from Fort Dix.
Fort Dix,
And,
yeah.
and what was the date of that discharge?
Pardon?
Do you recall the date when you were discharged?
No, I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Wait a minute. It was around Christmas time
Okay.
at that time.
Christmas of 45.
Yeah, because it was, I think, December 13th
Okay.
is when I landed home. Yeah.
Now, how did you get from Fort Dix up to Saratoga? Did you take the
They
train?
gave you money for train fare. And we got a hold of this train and it stopped at every damn place you could imagine.
Uh-huh.
Took a long time. Of course, when I landed in Saratoga Springs, I had to go to, my parents lived in Scarlett that time.
Uh-huh.
I had to take a taxi from there.
Now, how long had it been since you had seen your family?
How long? Oh, better than 3 years, I guess.
Now, did your mother and father know you were coming home?
They were expecting me because they knew the war was over and I'm on the way, but they didn't know when or how or what, you know.
Uh-huh.
But I was very discouraged. I pictured, hey, here comes the conquering hero. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Even at Fort Lewis, there was no big, hey, welcome home, soldier. Nothing. They loaded you from the ship, had a big sign, Marical Division on the ship, which meant nothing, nobody there to see it. And it was very discouraging there, you know. I expected better treatment than what I got, and I guess everybody was sick of the celebrations because they were celebrating, you know, the end of the war in Europe and Japan. They had enough of it already. So when I come, I was discharged according to the point system.
Uh-huh.
I had to wait till I got enough points to be discharged. So
Now, when you were...
I didn't expect that kind of a treatment, you know. And I thought they was going to have a party and everything for me. Nothing. So
Now-
in other words, oh, Andrew, whatever you went through, so what? I did, you know, I went through hell too, you know. But nobody. Of course, my brothers and all, they seem to understand, you know, that was a raw deal that I got that nobody cared.
Yeah. Now, did you have any other family members that were in the service too?
Yes, my oldest brother, he went to the Army way before I did, but he was stationed at Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn. Oh, that's as far as he got.
Oh,
He had a good deal there.
yes.
Then my brother Joe, he went to, he was in the Signal Corps. He went to Europe. He landed in Sicily and shot up there and went to Germany. He saw the Holocaust, what, you know, the dead bodies and all. Yeah, he's probably seen probably more than I did as far as, well, or whatever he did. But he's laying in bed now. He's got a tube in his stomach and they're feeding him through the, he can't do nothing. I feel so bad for him, you know.
Now, how old is
He's
he?
a World War II soldier. He's a year younger than I am.
Oh,
And I feel bad. All he can do is lay and pass the time of day.
yeah.
It's sad.
Now, did you take advantage of the GI Bill?
No, I did.
Did you join that 5220 club where you got $20 a week for 52 weeks?
Well, I did get that much, but I didn't go the whole year. Because it was December, and we got the $20, which didn't mean too much. And come March or so, my mother started nagging, come on, you lazy bum, why don't you go out and find something to work, something to do? And so that's what I did. Well, I'm a carpenter, you know, and I picked up the trade, but it was awful hard getting started too.
Yeah.
And,
Now, did you get married along the way, obviously?
oh, I don't know. I got married in 1952, and I lost my wife about 3 years ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So I had a nice place in Schuylerville I built, and where I'm living now, I live along Fish Creek. I built a nice camp, and I gave my younger son, he has 3 little boys. They got the place in Schuylerville, a split level, a nice place.
No.
And the camp I gave to my younger son, which I stay with,
Yeah.
and right along this Fish Creek, I do some fishing and stuff. And here I am. That's it.
Now, how many children do you have?
I gotta count them now. I think 5.
5?
I did have 6. I lost one. He was, I think he was 20, 21, and there was a tree right close to the road. He had a beautiful bicycle, motorcycle. He took very good care of it. And it was graduation time, and he left with his motorcycle with not a cent on his name. And he was coming home, and I don't know what they had, beer party. At that time, everybody had beer parties and all for graduation, which was, I put a stop to it after a while and see what happens, you know. You get drunk and you know what the hell you're doing. You got killed. And that was it.
So I imagine you have grandchildren too?
Oh yeah, I got great grandchildren.
Oh. All right.
Don't ask me how many I got.
Now, have you ever attended any reunions at all?
Any what?
Any reunions from the military?
No. They did send me some notices, but no, I never. I was too busy raising a family and all, and I was working on a job and building my house. I was worked very, very hard the rest of my life. I did work extremely hard.
Do you belong to the VFW or the American Legion?
I had intentions of doing so, but I figured if I'm going to belong to anything, I have to keep it up. Comes the time to go to the meeting, go. But I knew I wouldn't do it. There's a lot of times I would not do it. So for that reason, I never did join. Because I don't want, if I join something, I want to keep, I want to do it. But if I join something and I don't feel like doing it, it's just a waste of time, you know?
How do you think your time in the service changed or affected your life?
How did it affect my life? I don't know.
Do you think it made you more mature and more worldly?
I don't, because well, after I lost my wife, I spent my oldest son here. I spent winter in California, living with him. You know, I have two sons in California.
No.
So it was quite an experience, California itself. And, but, I don't know, all I can say is I worked very hard. I didn't have much time to, I don't know, I just worked too hard. That's all.
Now I understand you restored a Model A Ford.
Oh, I restored, you see that Jeep out there?
Yeah.
I made a station wagon out. It was not an army Jeep, it was a farm Jeep. I made a station wagon out of the Jeep.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it come out pretty good. And I sold it for practically nothing. I'd like to get it back, but it's in Balsall somewhere.
Huh.
They don't use it, they got it jacked up in the barn.
Oh.
I don't know where it is. I'm too old for it anyway.
Yeah. Now, are you still driving?
Yeah, I still drive, oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey, if I can't drive, I don't want to live anymore.
Oh.
I mean, at least I can get around a little bit, see. Yeah, I do enjoy when somebody comes and takes me with them. But to drive, I do my shopping. And I don't go to any big cities or anything where I can get into trouble.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So, yeah, I do enjoy driving.
Now, are there any stories you want to tell that maybe we didn't touch on or anything? Anything you can think of?
There probably is. Oh yeah. I was reading a magazine. Like the Solomon Islands. That's the land of the giant crocodiles.
Oh.
They stand about that high. Big son of my guns.
Did you see any when you were there?
Yeah, I went with another guy. We had these teardrop gas tanks Air Force used to drop when they empty, you know.
Yeah.
They made a couple of kayaks out of it. So I got in one, he got in the other. Says, well, we're not too far from this island. Let's go see explore this island. So we're paddling along. And all of a sudden we get about 50 feet from the island. We look in there and there was this big, huge crocodile. I said, let's get the heck out of here. 'Cause the crocodile saw us and he went in the water. I said, holy cow, he's after us. But really he wasn't. He just,
Yeah.
But the land of the giant crocodiles, that was true. And you know what they did? These islands, they used to, they used to put cows on them
Uh-huh.
to keep the grass down and everything, you know.
Yeah.
One island had goats to keep the grass down. So that's how they kept these islands open, you know, for coconut trees and all, which is a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a big thing. Giant, I didn't realize it. I said, who's going to believe me? Then when I read in a magazine, the giant crocodile, that's true. Oh my gosh. Well, there's probably a lot of other stuff there that I experienced, which
Well, thank you so much for your interview.
you're most welcome.